Hello everyone and welcome back to A Swift Look. I'm Zoe and today we're going to be going over Taylor Swift's 2 shows in Germany that she performed over the weekend. We're going to talk about Travis Kelce getting back to Kansas City, a very scary stalker situation that Taylor has had to deal with yet again. But let's first start with recapping Taylor's 2 shows in Germany over the weekend. She was playing in Gelsenkirchen, I believe is how you pronounce the city that she was in. But if we have any native German listeners, viewers, let me know if I pronounced that correctly. We talked about last week how Travis was at the first show. Travis was also at the second show. So kind of surprising because we knew he had to get back to Kansas City for training camp and all that jazz. But he managed to stay for 2 shows. And then she did the third show and he was not there, which makes sense. So let's go through the surprise songs she did. So on night 2, which is again one of the shows that Travis was at, she did a mashup of Speak Now and Hey Steven, excellent, and a mashup of This Is Me Trying and Labyrinth. Love both of these mashups so much. I'm a very big fan of Speak Now, and I'm also a very big fan of Fearless, and so the fact that she combined a Fearless song and a Speak Now song, she played Speak Now. I think it's great. I think it's fun. I love it. And then the combination of This Is Me Trying and Labyrinth is very interesting as well. I also I feel like my favorite surprise songs, like the combo, is when she does a mashup, when she does old and new, and when she very, very clearly takes songs from different times. And so the fact that she did 2 songs from her very early years and then 2 songs from more recent times is kind of fun because you kind of get best of both worlds. So love that. Thought it was great. Then night 3. So again, this is a night that Travis is not there. She does a mashup of Paper Rings and Stay, Stay, Stay. Now this is a big deal because in Stay, 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 a song off of Red, she talks about wearing a football helmet. Well, the song is about 2 people in a fight, and in the song she mentions that the guy in the song comes in wearing a football helmet, which at the time meant nothing, but now obviously we're putting it in the context of Travis Kelce, who wears a football helmet. And then Paper Rings is all about wanting to marry somebody with a paper ring, that you love them so much, you don't need a diamond, you don't need a beautiful engagement ring, you would marry them with paper rings. And so the combination of the 2 songs really got a lot of people thinking okay, this is very Travis Kelce coded. This is a Travis Kelce song. Kind of surprising she didn't sing it the night he was actually there, but maybe she was just I don't know. I don't know why she chose to save it for the final night, but love that mashup. I love Paper Rings. I think that's a very underrated song off of Lover. So great mashup. And then she did a mashup of It's Time to Go and Better Man. You guys, Better Man is one of my absolute favorite Taylor Swift songs, honestly, ever. It is one of my favorites, and it's a vault track off of the Red, Taylor's version album. It's a song she wrote back in the Red era, but she gave it to Little Big Town. She didn't keep it for herself, so they sang the song and they had the song. And then when she released Red, Taylor's version, she did her version of Better Man. It is one of my favorite. I just think it is quintessential Taylor Swift. It is excellent writing. It's just so good. I would have loved to have heard that song live. Genuinely, it's up there as one of my top favorites that I would have wanted to hear live. So if I had to pick which night I would have rather been at, I think I would have picked night 3 just simply for Better Man, honestly. But both nights are great. You can't go wrong either way. As always, let me know which night you would prefer in the comments. Scary situation. We also found out that a stalker, one of Taylor Swift's stalkers, was arrested, I believe after night 1. And when Travis was there, he was stalking Taylor, and I guess he was also stalking Travis. He had tickets to the show, and he was detained once he entered the venue, which is very, very scary. And basically he was detained until Taylor left, which was July 20th. Very scary, and just once again makes me very sad for Taylor Swift. I mean, the amount of stalkers and just freaks that she has to deal with on a consistent basis is so terrifying. I can't even imagine that feeling of like just being unsettled and always worrying about somebody coming after you. And everything about Taylor is so public. People know where she lives. People know where she is all the time. Like, it's just, that's a very scary feeling. So I'm glad they found the guy. I'm glad that it was dealt with and handled. Just overall, not a great situation. And I'm glad that, she's obviously safe and everything's fine, at least for now. We're entering like the home stretch of this leg of the Eras Tour. We have like a month-ish left, which is crazy that it feels like we just started the Europe leg, kind of. I mean, I guess it started in like beginning, middle of May, but we have 1 month left. I kind of get the sense, I don't know, I'm sure Taylor Swift still loves performing every single night. I'm sure it's so fun to go out and see the fans and all that stuff. But I kind of have to imagine there's a part of her that's like ready to be done. And this is a very long stretch. Like, she has not had a week off since she started this leg of the tour in the beginning of May. Like, yeah, she's had days off here and there, but I'm kind of surprised that she didn't even take like a week or a 2-week break in the middle of her European tour to like decompress, go back to the States. None of that. She's just like going. So I have to imagine that by the time she's done, she's going to be ready for a good long break. And I kind of have to imagine that she'll spend most of that with Travis, since basically by the time she finishes, football season will be back up and running. So it's kind of crazy that we're getting to those last few weeks, few dates, but we are heading there. And then obviously we have the North American section, and then the tour is done. Travis, as I mentioned, is back in Kansas City for training camp. There's been videos, photos of him. He's back with his mustache again. For those who don't know, it's a Travis Kelce tradition that every training camp he has a mustache in honor of his head coach, Andy Reid. And what's also crazy is, I don't know if other people remember, but it was this time last year that the questions were kind of being asked to Travis about Taylor Swift, because he had done that podcast clip of his where he said he wanted to give her the friendship bracelet. Like, that first went public, and it was at training camp. I remember specifically somebody asked him about it, and Travis just gave kind of a weird answer that made me think, oh, he might actually be in contact with Taylor Swift, because he didn't laugh it off or joke it off in a way that would suggest he doesn't know her. It made me think, oh, he must have gotten in contact with her. And I do feel like Taylor and Travis first started like texting and communicating while Travis was at training camp last season. So we've really kind of come full circle. It is crazy that it's been a year in a lot of ways since they made that first contact. Time is flying, but also it feels like a long time ago too in some ways, because so much has happened in that time. I don't know. Very, very, very crazy. But that is the updates of now about Taylor Swift. She's still in Germany this week, so I'm sure later this week we will recap those shows. I also forgot to mention too, like Anne Hathaway was at Taylor's shows last week. I think Emma Stone was at a show last week. We actually had a decent number of VIP guests that were in attendance for those shows. So when she continues on her tour this week, maybe there'll be other surprise guests or VIPs that we can discuss, other news we can get into. As always, make sure to subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and we'll see you next time. Bye.